Well, good morning, everyone. Over the next few weeks in this slot, we're going to have a look at how do we picture Jesus, who is Jesus to us, and who does Jesus say he is, or who does he claim to be. But today, I'm going to focus on how do you picture Jesus. Now, I remember hearing a story about a little boy in school drawing a picture of God. He's scribbling away, and teacher says, "Johnny, what are you doing?" He says, "Miss, I'm drawing a picture of God." She says, "But nobody knows what God looks like." And Johnny says, "They will when they see my picture." Now, Jesus is God the Son. So it's Jesus who I'm going to focus on today. Some people find that they cannot move past picturing Jesus as the baby in a cool nativity scene. Now, I'm sure that most of us have been in or seen our children or grandchildren in a school nativity, and it's a lovely scene. It really is. It's a comforting scene that we celebrate the birth of baby Jesus at Christmas. But Jesus grew up. My picture of Jesus is a bit like this one. This is Robert Powell in Jesus of Nazareth. And I have a Christian friend who comes from a Jewish background, and it really annoys him that this is also the way that he sees Jesus. After watching Jesus of Nazareth, he's never been able to get this picture out of his mind. But that's a white European view, if you like. You see, a friend at a church where I used to worship once told me that they had a black minister from Africa. And when people from the church went round to the minister's house, they were surprised to see a picture of Jesus as a black man. You see, people from a white middle-class British church had never considered what colour Jesus was, and it makes perfect sense that people from Africa would picture Jesus as a black man. What do you think? Here's a picture of an Indian Jesus, which is what you would expect someone from the Indian subcontinent to use to relate to Jesus, looking like them. And then I had a look for an Asian Jesus. There were lots of depictions of Asian Jesus, but I picked this one. And again, people from Asia are going to pick an image of Jesus that they can relate to. There is a Native American Jesus. Well, Jesus died for Native Americans too, and they need to be able to picture him in such a way that they can relate to him. Actually, Jesus was born in the region of Galilee, so this is probably closer to what he would have looked like. Myself, I often picture Jesus on the cross, especially when I've messed up and I'm finding it hard to accept God's forgiveness and indeed forgive myself. But seeing Jesus on the cross reminds me that he died to pay the price for my sins. And I heard someone say once that if I didn't accept forgiveness, then the price Jesus paid was not enough. Did I want him to be crucified again? But I often ponder on the mental anguish that Jesus must have gone through in the week before his death, especially in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he sweat drops of blood, knowing what was to come the next day. But I love this last picture. Jesus is not in it. But it speaks volumes as it shows the empty tomb, looking out with the cross in the background, and the fact that Jesus rose again and later ascended to heaven shows us that through faith in him we can too. You see, Jesus died for the whole world, for all people from every country. And he wants to relate to everybody. And he calls everybody to him. So whatever way we picture him, it's the real Jesus. And we need to know him better, to understand what he's done for us. Amen.